Delete it. Delete it now. Samuel Detor's voice wasn't a shout, it was a threat wrapped in silk. But the janitor standing in the doorway didn't move. Her phone screen glowed between them, still recording. I said delete it. He lunged. Sarah Andrews' thumb hovered over the screen. Behind Samuel, his assistant David Jackson froze, laptop halfway closed, face drained of color. Mr. Detor, what did she see? Samuel's eyes locked on Sarah like a wolf cornered by a lamb that refused to run. And that's when the door behind them creaked open. A federal agent stepped inside, badge first. Nobody move. But before we get to how federal agents ended up in that server room, before we understand what Sarah recorded, before we see how one cleaning lady brought down a billionaire, we need to go back. Way back. Welcome back and thank you for choosing to spend your time here with us at Tales. Your presence means everything, and we promise this story will stay with you long after it ends. If you believe in stories that change perspectives, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Let's build this community together. Now, let's get into the story. To 3 weeks earlier. To the day Sarah Andrews walked through the glass doors of Detor Technologies in downtown San Francisco carrying nothing but a worn duffel bag, a Muni bus transfer, and a desperate hope she couldn't say out loud. Everyone in Silicon Valley knew about Samuel Detor. The Garage to Billion success story. The man who donated millions to veterans' hospitals and STEM programs for underserved kids. The face on magazine covers with headlines like, "The Billionaire Who Actually Gives Back." Investors believed in him. Politicians praised him. Employees worshipped him. But Sarah Andrews. She didn't know any of that. She was just a 34-year-old black woman from Oakland who needed $18 an hour to keep the lights on. Her daughter Kimmy was starting 6th grade at Claremont Middle. The rent was 2 months overdue. And every real job she'd applied to wanted degrees she didn't have and experience she couldn't afford to get. So when the janitorial agency called about a night shift opening at Detor Technologies, Sarah said yes before they finished the sentence. Her supervisor Gene, a tired man with kind eyes and 3 jobs, gave her the rundown on her first night. Stay out of the executive floors after 9 p.m. Don't touch anything on the desks. Don't ask questions. And whatever you do, don't bother Mr. Detor or his assistant, David Jackson. They work late. They don't like distractions. Sarah nodded. She'd cleaned office buildings before. She knew the rules. Stay invisible. Keep your head down. Get your paycheck. And for 2 weeks, that's exactly what she did. She became another shadow in the fluorescent-lit hallways, another pair of hands no one noticed. Until the night she heard something she wasn't supposed to hear. And everything changed. My routine was simple. Predictable. Safe. 10 p.m., mop the lobby floors. 11, empty trash bins in the conference rooms, half-eaten takeout, crumpled pitch decks, coffee cups still warm. Midnight, wipe down the glass tables on the executive floor, the ones where men in expensive suits decided other people's futures. They walked past me like I was furniture. Sometimes through me. And every night around 11, I'd see him. Samuel Detor. Tall. Tailored suit that probably cost more than my rent. Always on his phone. Always typing. Always working late because, people said, he cared so much about the company. But I noticed something else. Every night, just before midnight, Samuel would head to the 18th floor. To a room with a steel door labeled asterisk, server maintenance / authorized personnel only. Asterisk. And every night, David Jackson, his assistant, would follow about 2 minutes later, carrying a laptop like it weighed 1,000 pounds. They'd stay 20, maybe 30 minutes. Then they'd leave. Separately. Samuel first, walking fast, face blank. David second, moving slower, shoulders hunched. And David always looked, soul tired, not sleepy. Haunted. I didn't think much of it. Rich people did weird rich people things. None of my business. Until Thursday night. I was cleaning the hallway near that server room when I heard it. Shouting. Samuel's voice, sharp and desperate, asterisk, I don't care what the audit says. Make it disappear. Asterisk. David's voice came next, quieter, shaking, asterisk, Mr. Detor, this is federal documentation. If they find out we've been, asterisk. Asterisk, they won't find out if you do your job. Asterisk. My hand froze on the mop handle. I knew that tone. I'd heard it before, from landlords threatening eviction, from bosses who thought fear kept people loyal. It was the voice of someone who believed rules didn't apply to them. Before I could move, the door swung open. David nearly walked straight into me. His eyes were bloodshot. His hands trembled as he gripped that laptop like it might explode. I'm sorry, I stammered, stepping back. I didn't mean to. It's fine, he whispered. But his voice cracked. Asterisk, just don't come up here after 10 p.m. Please. Asterisk. Then he ran. Actually ran down the hallway. And I stood there, frozen, my gut screaming at me. Something was wrong. I didn't sleep that night. I kept seeing David's face. The way his hands shook. The way his voice cracked when he begged me not to come back. I kept hearing Samuel's tone. Cold. Commanding. Threatening. Make it disappear. I thought about Kimmy. About the rent I couldn't afford to lose. About what happens to people like me when we stick our necks out, people without lawyers, without savings, without anyone to catch them when they fall. Whistleblowers get destroyed. That's what I knew. They lose their jobs. Their reputations. Sometimes their lives. But then I thought about something else. I thought about all those people I'd seen on the news, teachers, nurses, construction workers, who'd invested their retirement savings in Detor Technologies because they believed Samuel's speeches about asterisk, building a better future for working families. Asterisk. What if he was lying to them too? The next night, I made a choice. I brought my phone. Set it to record. Slipped it into my cleaning cart under a stack of rags. When Samuel and David disappeared into that server room just before midnight, I pushed my cart closer. Not close enough to be seen. Just close enough to hear. And what I heard made my blood run cold. Asterisk, how much did we move this quarter? Asterisk, Samuel's voice. Asterisk, 18 million. Offshore accounts in the Caymans. Routed through the shell companies like you said. Asterisk, David's voice, flat, defeated. Asterisk, good. And the investor reports. Asterisk. Asterisk, I've been adjusting the numbers. Sir, if the SEC gets wind of this, asterisk. Asterisk, they won't. You've done this 100 times, David. Stop panicking. Asterisk. My heart pounded so hard I thought they'd hear it through the door. Shell companies. Offshore accounts. Adjusted numbers, asterisk asterisk. I didn't know all the legal terms. But I knew what fraud sounded like. And I made the hardest decision of my life. I kept recording. For 5 more nights, I recorded everything. Samuel's voice, cold and calculated. David's reluctant replies, barely above a whisper. Dates. Amounts. Account numbers rattled off like they were reading a grocery list. Move another 12 million through the Geneva account. Asterisk. Asterisk, adjust the quarterly earnings report. Bump the revenue by 8%. Asterisk. Asterisk, delete the email trail from the board meeting. Asterisk. I stopped sleeping. Barely ate. Every footstep behind me in those empty hallways made me jump. Every time my phone buzzed, I thought it was over, that somehow Samuel knew, that security was coming for me. The paranoia was suffocating. I kept thinking about Kimmy's school supplies I couldn't afford last month. About the families who'd poured their life savings into Detor Technologies because they trusted him. I felt like I was carrying a bomb. One wrong move and my entire life would explode. I almost deleted it. Twice. Almost convinced myself it wasn't my problem. That I was just a janitor. That no one would believe me anyway. But then I'd remember David's face. The way his hands shook. The defeat in his voice. He's trapped too. Have you ever had to choose between staying safe and doing what's right? It's not as easy as people think. And if you've ever faced that choice, then maybe you understand why I couldn't let this go. If this story is hitting something inside you, I hope you'll stay with me. Because the hard part was just beginning. On the 6th night, I didn't go to work. I went to the FBI field office on Golden Gate Avenue. I walked up to the front desk, pulled out my phone, and said 5 words that would change everything. Asterisk, I have evidence of fraud. Asterisk. Walking into that FBI field office felt like stepping off a cliff. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. My voice barely held steady as I explained everything to the receptionist behind the bulletproof glass. Within 10 minutes, I was sitting across from Agent Rebecca Torres, a woman with sharp eyes and an expression that gave nothing away. She listened to the recordings. All of them. Her face hardened with each one. When the last recording ended, she called in her supervisor. They asked questions. Rapid fire. Asterisk, how long has this been happening? Asterisk. Asterisk, does anyone else know you have these recordings? Asterisk. Asterisk, are you in immediate danger? Asterisk. I answered as best I could. Then I said something I hadn't planned to say. Asterisk, I don't know if I'm in danger. But David Jackson. Samuel's assistant, he's terrified. I think he's being forced to do this. Asterisk. Agent Torres nodded slowly. Then she said the words that made my stomach drop. Asterisk, we'll need you to go back. We're a wire. Get one more recording, something that directly implicates Detor with no ambiguity. Asterisk. My voice came out small. Asterisk, you want me to go back? Asterisk. I know it's asking a lot, Torres said, leaning forward. Asterisk, but without your live testimony and one more piece of concrete evidence, his lawyers will bury this. They'll say the recordings are out of context. That you misunderstood what you heard. Asterisk. I thought about Kimmy. About David. About every person Samuel had lied to. Okay, I whispered. Asterisk, I'll do it. Asterisk. The next night, I returned to Detor Technologies wearing a wire taped to my ribs. My hands shook so badly I could barely grip the mop as I cleaned the 18th floor, positioning myself near that server room, waiting. Then the door opened. Samuel and David stepped out, but this time, Samuel's eyes landed directly on me. He stopped. His eyes narrowed. Asterisk, you. The janitor. What are you doing up here? Asterisk. My breath caught in my throat. Asterisk, just cleaning, sir. Asterisk. Samuel stared at me for a long, terrible moment. Then he smiled. Asterisk, good. Make sure you do a thorough job. Asterisk. Samuel's smile haunted me for 2 days straight. Something had shifted in his eyes that night. Suspicion. Calculation. Like he was working through a puzzle and I'd just become a piece that didn't fit. Over the next 2 nights, I noticed things. Samuel watching me from office windows as I mopped the lobby. Security cameras that used to point at the elevators now angled toward my cleaning cart. David avoiding eye contact completely. He'd see me coming and turn the other way. Then Jean pulled me aside Wednesday night. "Sarah," he said quietly, glancing over his shoulder. Mr. Detor's been asking questions about you. Where you're from. How long you've worked here. Background check stuff. He looked worried. You okay? I forced a smile. I'm fine. But I wasn't fine. I was terrified. I called Agent Torres from the bathroom during my break, whispering into my phone. I think he knows. Her response was immediate. Then we move now. Tonight. Get the recording and get out. We'll have agents positioned outside the building. I positioned myself outside that server room one last time. My heart hammered against the wire taped to my ribs. Samuel and David entered. Their voices came through tense, clipped. David, "Sir, I can't keep doing this. The audit's in 3 days. They're going to find the discrepancies." Samuel, "Then fix it. Bury it deeper. I don't care how." David, "And if I can't?" Samuel's voice dropped, cold, vicious, final, "Then you'll take the fall. Not me. You." My blood ran cold. I had it. The smoking gun. Direct threat. Clear intent. I started backing away, slowly, carefully. My cleaning cart bumped the wall. The sound echoed like a gunshot in that empty hallway. The server room door flew open. Samuel stood there, eyes locked on mine. What did you hear? Samuel stepped toward me. David froze behind him in the doorway. Give me your phone. My heart hammered so hard I thought it would burst through my chest. I don't have my phone, sir. It's in my locker. Samuel's jaw tightened. His eyes narrowed. Don't lie to me. He lunged. I stumbled backward, instinct taking over. My hand dove into my pocket and pulled out my phone. Still recording. The screen glowed between us like evidence made of light. Samuel saw it. His face twisted with rage. Delete it. Delete it now. My thumb hovered over the screen. Every instinct screamed run. But I thought about Kimmy sleeping in our studio apartment. About David's terrified face. About every teacher, every nurse, every working parent who trusted Samuel's lies. My voice came out steady. Stronger than I felt. No. Samuel grabbed for the phone. I dodged. He lunged again. David stepped between us. Mr. Detor, stop. Please. His voice shook, but his body didn't move. Samuel shoved him. Get out of my way. But David didn't move. For the first time in 6 years, he stood his ground. No. His voice cracked. I'm done. I'm done lying for you. Asterisk. Samuel's face contorted with fury. You ungrateful. The door behind us creaked open. Agent Rebecca Torres stepped inside, badge raised high. 3 more agents filed in behind her, weapons drawn. Asterisk, nobody move. Asterisk, her voice cut through the room like a blade. Asterisk, Samuel Detor, you're under arrest for securities fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Asterisk. Samuel's face drained of color. David collapsed against the wall, sobbing with relief. And me? Sarah Andrews, the invisible janitor? I just stood there, phone still recording, proof clutched in my trembling hands. The federal agents moved fast. They seized Samuel's laptop, files, hard drives, everything. They cleared that server room like it was a crime scene. Because it was. David volunteered to cooperate immediately. Agreed to testify in exchange for reduced charges. His hands still shook as he signed the papers, but his eyes looked clearer than I'd ever seen them. I gave my statement. Handed over all the recordings. Every single one. The news broke the next morning. Asterisk, tech billionaire Samuel Detor arrested in multi-million-dollar fraud scheme. Asterisk. Investors were stunned. Employees devastated. The media swarmed Detor Technologies like vultures. But me? Sarah Andrews. I just went home to Kimmy. 3 months later, Samuel Detor was convicted on 12 federal counts. Sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. David Jackson received probation and community service for cooperating. The judge acknowledged he'd been coerced, manipulated, trapped. I was subpoenaed to testify. My recordings became the key evidence. The prosecution called them ironclad. They offered me witness protection afterward. A new name. A new city. I declined. Asterisk, I'm not hiding anymore. Asterisk. After the trial, David found me outside the courthouse. Thank you, he said quietly. Asterisk, you saved my life. Asterisk. I looked at him, this man who'd been trapped for 6 years, finally free. You saved mine too, I said. Asterisk, when you stepped between us. Asterisk. David smiled, sad but genuine. Asterisk, I should have done it years ago. Asterisk. I'm telling you this story because I want you to know something. You don't have to be powerful to make a difference. You don't need a title or a degree or permission. Sometimes, all it takes is one person who refuses to stay silent. If this story reminded you of that, if it made you feel something, then maybe it was meant to reach you. And maybe you'll pass it on. I walked out of that courthouse with my phone buzzing non-stop. Interview requests. Book deals. Morning shows. I ignored them all. I picked up Kimmy from school. We got ice cream at Fenton's Creamery, her favorite. Asterisk, Mom, are you famous now? Asterisk, she asked, chocolate chip cone melting down her hand. I smiled. Asterisk, no, baby. I'm just me. Asterisk. And for the first time in a long time, that felt like enough. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is tell the truth. Even when you're terrified. Even when no one's listening. Because eventually, someone will hear you. And when they do, everything changes.